Lights, camera, action.
You are now listening to the On Board podcast with Morgan and Ashley,
where we make boredom look good.
Welcome back to the On Board podcast. I'm your host, Ashley. This is season 2, episode 3.
Welcome back, guys. Happy Friday. We are doing a sleepover.
It is a slumber party extravaganza. Can I tell you, I'm obsessed with these pajamas from Amazon.
These are from Amazon, too.
Yeah, I think it's the same company.
If you haven't checked it out, you definitely should get PJs by Amazon.
They're just so comfortable. They wear well.
Yeah, I've actually had these for a long time.
I have too. Yeah. And it's a set. It's a
Who
cute
would
little
have
set.
thunk it?
Yeah,
Who would have thunk it?
I love it. Episode 3.
So, what did we talk about last week?
We talked about dating.
All things dating.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is still a very... I mean, I feel like we're talking about that every week. Like, with our girlfriends. Like, not this. Just like, so there's always somebody calling and being like...
In the group chat.
This happened. I went on this date. Like...
My favorite thing, though, is when people spill the tea and then you and I have a side conversation.
Oh, I love that. You know, everybody has that.
I'm like, I just need to take this to the side.
But did you see?
Did you see?
Hear this?
No, she didn't. Oh, no, he didn't. That's so funny.
I mean, I feel like especially in, like, the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area.
Oh, the world is un petit.
It's just like, oh, you know that person and you know this person and like.
So this episode is called Tales from the Trenches.
Not the trenches.
The trenches. You left me in the trenches while they're throwing grenades.
Doing the army crawl.
We're going to go over the worst dates you've ever had. And I mean, it's a slumber party, of course. That's what girls talk about.
Yeah, I feel like that's what you do. Have some drinks.
Yeah.
Talk about all the bad, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Did you? Oh no, I showed this to you. The mom that slept with the daughter's husband.
You guys gotta see. If you haven't seen that.
And then she cheated on her husband with the daughter's husband. Then she cheated on the daughter's husband with one of her kindergarten students that was like grown.
Right. So like this mother was probably like, what? I mean, the girl looked what? Like 30 something, maybe late 20s. She looks older than that. The daughter.
I'm talking about the other video that we saw on TikTok.
Oh, the second one.
Yeah, not the first one where
Disney.
Not the first one where Cam's like, and then she died. And then she died. Or then he died.
But nobody died. Okay.
But nobody died.
Yeah, you know, this is right. But that girl that was telling the story, how old do you think she looked?
Oh, I thought she was in like her 30s.
Right.
Maybe
so her
40s.
mother would have had to have been 50 or 60.
I don't.
So a kid
was having like 18.
Yeah, I see the math. I don't.
These people, you know, I will say this.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like figure it out. If the kid was in kindergarten, for you to sleep with him, you'd have had to have been 18. But that woman.
Well, you would hope.
That's a whole nother story.
I'll tell you, the things that people put on TikTok are so salacious. But I will say this, all families have skeletons.
Yes.
I'll take my family's skeletons over these people's skeletons
100%.
any day of the week.
Well, and then some of it I'm like, is this real?
Oh.
Like, you can't, it's like.
Can you make that up?
It's too, I'm just like thinking about the age of this woman. Like her daughter's like 30. She's at least 50. A 50 and an 18-year-old?
Well, what is Cher and her beau? That gap is
Cher is
Cher.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's turn back time.
Down. Let's dive into it.
Guys.
As always, you can follow us on Instagram at the.onboard.podcast. You can follow us on TikTok at the.onboard.podcast. You can follow my Instagram, @Clarks_life. You can follow Morgan
Fabulous.
You can email us, write in. We love to see it. So many people have like debates in our comment section. And
yeah, and we want to hear about your stories. Like,
yes.
We definitely have some wild ones, and like there are some that I know our friends have told us, but like, we definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. And I mean, I feel like when we like were out on the street at my birthday, like some of those,
the mashups. We asked,
some of those were.
We went around and asked people
In Arlington. It was like a beach day,
right? Why? What's the craziest reason they've ever broken up with somebody?
Yeah.
One guy said because she ate too much McDonald's.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
And I was like, what about Taco Bell?
Yeah, and he was like, I don't eat any of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
And we were like, okay. And then.
That was Looney Tunes.
What was there was something else.
There was another one. He slept with a brother.
Yes. Weird shit like that. I'm like, I haven't had anything like that.
Have you ever had like horrible dates? Because I am pretty easy to like get along with. However, I have had a single date that stands out in my mind. Or two. I've had 2 dates.
Solid dates.
I met up with you after the one.
Oh, yeah, that one was bad.
That one was wild.
Okay, so you want to tell yours first or I tell mine?
You go.
I feel there was one. Okay, if I'm looking at people that I dated, I feel like there weren't really any bad ones because, like, why would I keep dating you if it was bad? Okay, so I feel like I had a really bad first and only date with someone.
Okay.
This was in Arlington. This was like right when I first moved. So God, I'm talking like 8, 9 years ago. It was a long time ago. And this was a guy that I knew maybe from a friend of a friend. We'd hung out, we'd gone out, drinks, like the big group stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And I come to find out later, he might have still been dating the ex-girlfriend or something. I don't even know.
Okay.
Or he was still dating her. But we go out, I think like McCormick and Schmick's or something in DC. And he started to get really weird. I'm like, are you high? Like, I knew he smoked a lot of weed, but like, I don't know. This also wasn't somebody I really normally would have gone out with. I think it was snowing. I didn't know that many people. And I go to this dinner. I'm just trying to drink because this is kind of weird. I just had a weird vibe. And he just kept acting weirder and weirder and weirder. And I'm like, is he on drugs? Is he high? Like, is he just drunk? And then, and it was snowing out. Like, either there was snow on the ground or it was snowing or whatever out. And all I know is I'm like, okay, like, I need to go home because the snow is coming down. It's going to be bad. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'll drive you home. And I will never forget. And like, I'm not making this up. You cannot make this up. We're driving home. And I'm pretty sure the car was still in drive. It might have been in part of it. And I'm not kidding. He took it out. Like, we weren't even hooking up.
The Pisha deal.
Yeah. Like,
we weren't
even like kissing, nothing. And he's like, I'm pretty sure we were driving. I'm pretty sure.
Like, he just made
Because I was like, hello, the road, like, it's snowing. And he's like, what? And I was like, why is your dick out?
It was just like a sausage platter.
Yes. And I recently ran into him again.
No.
Like, on the boat. Like, he's part of the boat crew. And I was like, oh, hey.
Are you going to keep your pee-pee in your pants?
And then and like my other friend does not like him at all. She's like, I'm not saying hi to him, like, because from some other reason.
Was he at your birthday?
He wasn't at my birthday, but he was like he's part of like the boat crew.
Not me trying to figure out like who it is.
You're not gonna know.
Okay.
But yeah, that was probably the worst and the most weird and the most disgusting.
I've never had that happen. I don't know what I would do if an unsolicited Pisha deal was thrown my way.
And I was drinking, but there's a Seinfeld episode where this happened to Elaine, and I love Seinfeld. So I just kept thinking in my head, oh my God, I'm going to have a story where, because Elaine goes, he took it out. And Jerry's like, what? And she goes, and she's like cleaning her glasses, took it out. And like, then she tells Kramer, and Kramer's like, what? And he's like, well, maybe it needed to breathe. Maybe it needed some air.
Maybe it needed to breathe.
Because, it's trapped in there. Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I would be unwell. I think I would
I'll show you who he is later.
I think I would make a joke about it.
We didn't even know each other like that. I don't even think, maybe we had kissed.
I don't know if I would be, I feel like I would go one of two ways. I would either make a joke about it and it would feel uncomfortable, or I would just be very, almost mean and be like, what do you think you're doing?
I think I was also terrified because it was snowing, and I was like, please just drive and get me home.
I feel like this is something that guys don't realize. Females are always so cognizant that we can be overpowered.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're not even having a conversation and then he's just like a meat farm, no.
I just remember thinking, I can't wait to tell Tony this because she and I both love Seinfeld. And I was just like, I can't wait to tell her this story. And his eyes were like, what?
Oh, I can't.
And I'm like, we had definitely kissed we weren't kissing then. This wasn't some amorous embrace where he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not what this
if
was.
anyone whipped their dick out, was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Ding-a-ling. Ideos. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I probably have some other worse ones, but, I feel like the trauma's been pushed.
I've only had
down.
I've only had two. One wasn't so weird as much as I swear to God he kills people. 110%. 110%.
You have to tell me about this.
It's been recent. It was.
Oh.
And
I got a weird.
I sat across from him.
I said it was weird.
We were at a 5-star, beautiful restaurant. But the man, maybe he was really nervous, but also too, there was just nothing behind the eyes. I'm telling you, if you've ever seen Dexter.
Yes, Chris watches it all the time.
It was very, very much, he was just very, or Dahmer. The way he carried himself, but the conversation was okay. He wasn't very charming, right?
I always thought he was weird.
But the soulless knit. Well, we only went on one date. I don't think you know who I'm talking about. With the Philly.
Oh no, then never mind. I don't know this person.
No,
never mind.
But I just genuinely super sweet on the phone. Because I always try to screen my dates through talk on the phone before we go out. But in person, I would not doubt that this person is a serial killer.
See, that's scary.
Well, did you know I read a statistic the other day that the average human comes in front of at least 6 serial killers in their lifetime?
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean comes in front of?
Yeah, they're
like meat, like a chain, like
you're at Starbucks ordering a coffee. The guy.
Okay, I guess
I
guess I could see that. I'm thinking my old boss.
How
one of my friends.
Serial
killers
that's do. You walk past.
That's freaking
36. The average person unknowingly walks past 36 serial killers in their lifetime.
And this is why I would like a conceal and carry.
Yeah.
You're not gonna catch me off guard.
You're not gonna catch me out. No. Can you not get the dog literally riled? So here are the signs.
Okay, so that guy.
So here the date was fine.
But there was something.
But the
not
vibe,
the
but
eyes.
every spidey sense in my body
shouldn't have gone.
Was tingling.
He came here?
No, he came down.
Yeah.
I like home court advantage.
Yeah.
So, signs that someone's a serial killer. Oddly normal.
That's helpful.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, when we sat down when I tell you there was nothing behind the eyes, he was very vanilla, very bland.
Okay, so
subtle signs. Even the most confident, hardened killers can slip up, particularly during police investigations. He says there are certain telling body languages and clues that arise.
I mean, this should be a whole episode.
Yeah, I mean, we can
Because
do it. We
Not
can do
us
it
talking about dates and, oh, by the way,
Yeah.
you may be dating a serial killer. You may have encountered one on your daily walk to Starbucks.
Crazy. So that, I mean, the
Oh,
date.
that definitely should be an episode because half of our friends are like, I'm watching their latest crime doc.
Yeah, so 36. So the date was fine and he was really nice. After dinner, he kissed me goodnight and I went home. Because
that was like the worst.
Every thing in my body, like every synapse in my body. And they tell you like that, like
That's a thing.
Especially if you're going to put yourself in like danger. And
listen to
I
your
just
gut.
was like, thank you so much for dinner. Like, it was so lovely. Like, I just have to get back. Like, I have a dog. Like,
did he say stay?
No. I mean, he did was like, well, like, if you want to get an after dinner drink, like, and I just.
So I can ski.
I was like, well, I'm going to order my Uber and we can get like a drink while we wait. But the place that we went to get a drink was next to our restaurant.
Get into the basket, Clarice.
It was in the same, like, it was a bar adjacent to where we went to dinner. And I literally did not leave my drink. Like, I like watched the bartender make my drink, put it down in front of me. I didn't get up. I didn't walk away. And
you're usually not like, you're not like a skeptic where you think like everyone's out to get you. You're not like that.
But I do read people.
I know. So if you felt like that, that's like giving me the goosebumps. Like that means he's okay.
I literally remember the bartender like sliding my drink in front of me and me like sliding it further away from him, and just thank God for like the NFL training in the pageant training where we have to like talk to a bunch of people all the time.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely feel like I can talk to pretty much anybody. You know, but and then my Uber came and then I went home. So there's that. But then the date that you know about where we went out.
Yeah, was that weird?
That was weird. I got catfished. He shows up to my house to pick me up. And the only reason I did that was because we had talked for 2 weeks on the phone.
I know, I remember.
But we never FaceTimed, which now if you don't FaceTime me, I don't.
At least once.
No, I need multiple things. Like I need
FaceTime.
I know you do, but we're not dating. So he picks me up. I'll never forget it until the day I die. And I don't want to sound awful, but this is gonna be awful.
Is this about the clothes? Because then that's our next.
It was the clothes where I was like, what in the Pearl Jam from 92 are you wearing?
I have another story about clothes.
And then he presented himself as being this like grandiose lawyer. And like, I do usually do a soft background check on anybody that I'm going to go out with.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I need to know.
It's 2024.
Right.
Like,
but he
36% of people are serial killers. 36 people we meet.
So he pulls into my driveway. Have you ever seen, what's the movie with Dane Cook?
Which one?
Where the Employee of the Month?
Oh, yeah. I feel like that was
where he's like, this is an 89 Honda. How dare you? So that's what he pulled up in. And
I'm shocked because I always thought
it was an 89 Honda, and I literally was like, do you want to take my car? It's very comfortable. I'll drive.
Oh, he probably hated that. Or he was fine with that.
But then we get into the car, and the car is like a mobile trash can.
Wait, you didn't take your car?
No. Because I go, well, why don't we take 2 cars?
Because you were like,
he had bought me, so we were going to a Caps game, and it knows the mascot for the Caps.
Okay, I thought you were talking about another date. Keep going. Yes, this person I don't know, but I remember.
No, you do know. You met him.
I met him. I thought you were talking about the person that lives here.
Oh, no.
Okay, continue. God, this story.
So he brings me a jersey, which I thought was like really sweet, and I'm used to being showered in gifts. So I was like, oh, that's so nice. Like, this is so exciting. Like, I have this great like Caps jersey. I wore it with like a knee-high boot. I'm looking adorable.
But you did, yeah.
And I'm trying to like make the best of it, right? Like I'm like, okay. I knew that you were going out, so I was like, I'll go down to DC. Worst case scenario, I'll go out with my girlfriends.
Right.
So, and I'm like messaging Anoush being like, tell me you're going to this game.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me your season tickets are still in play and that you have an extra one. And he texted me back and he was like, I got you. I was like, I may die in the car on the drive down.
God.
So we're in the car. The car is an absolute dumpster fire. Like,
why would you let anyone get into your car?
First of all,
a date.
First of all, my car is detailed once a month and pristine. And if I'm gonna pick somebody
especially
up,
if it's a date.
Well, first of all, I'm not picking somebody up, but
right. But a man, you would think.
Right.
Okay, so he picks you up.
So
the
he
car's
picks
a
me up,
trash
gives
can.
me the jersey. The car is a trash can. He is a catfish. All of his pictures were from like 20 years ago.
I don't remember him being too heinous, but you're right. They weren't the same.
Right. There was.
Yeah, and you're texting me and you're like, are you out? Like,
I'm coming. So we go to walk into the stadium and I had my Chanel bag with me and it was too big and I had to put it in his trunk. Oh my God. So I'm tethered now. I'm tethered because we walked up to go get in and my bag was too big. So they made us turn around. So I had to go put it in the trunk.
Yep. You always got to check.
And I didn't. Like, I was too, I think, shook from like all of the trash can car and
like
him being 20 years older and all the things. And I was just trying to put on a brave face because I think ladies, I think you guys can relate to this. When I'm ready to go out, and the fit is there and the hair is herring.
No.
I'm not wasting the last 4 hours.
No.
I'm going out.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm coming out.
Oh, I want the world to know. So anyways, we get to the game and it's like, yeah, I like know the Caps guys. Now
that's right.
Now I know the Caps guys. I mean, Emily dated Ovechkin for the longest time.
Chris knows him very well.
So our seats, trash in the nosebleeds. If I had binoculars, I could see the skates, the little. Then it's like adopt a dog night, and he looks at me, grabs my hand, and goes, "We should adopt a dog tonight." I text Anoush, and I was like, "Where are you?" I go, "Where are you? I'm coming." I said, I don't care. I need you. And he goes, where are you? Meet me this, and this. So, of course, I have to come down for the rafters. Give me a second. So, I come down. Anoush saves me. I go back to the seat after 30-40 minutes. And I'm like, God, the bathroom line, so long. Girl might be dying in there. It's me. I'm dying on the inside.
Oh, I thought you at least told him that you like ran into somebody. Anyway, okay, so you're like, oh my God, someone's dying in the bathroom.
Line was so long. Sorry about that. Whoopsie doodle. Please, do they have hard alcohol?
Yeah, I need a drink.
So I get a drink and like literally it was like magic. Like I think like 15 minutes later the game ended.
Yeah.
And I was texting you throughout the game being like, where are you?
Yeah, because me,
the whole crew was out.
Thursday night when Thursdays were really big at Pamplona.
Yes.
So he came.
Well, he had to come because I said I was going to take an Uber and he refused to let me take an Uber.
Right. And then didn't he he told his friends to come?
Yeah, so the mascot.
Or were they there?
The mascot for the Caps come.
The friend was the mascot.
And that's okay. But again, like, let's not make pretend. And I went up to him and I said, hey, I am going to go home with Morgan.
Right.
I'm going to go home with Morgan. Thanks for a great night.
Yeah. And he was pissy.
Did
he live here?
Yeah.
But why would you get pissy? Like, we're best friends. You're saying you weren't going home with him.
No. So then, but again, and who knows what somebody's intentions are.
And one of the 36.
But so then I stay with you, right? That whole thing. The next day, he messages me and he's like, oh, I had such a great time last night. You're the most amazing girl, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I message him and I go, listen.
You were very polite.
I said, thank you for the jersey. Thank you for having.
You were very polite. I remember this. But you said politely no.
I said, it's just not going to work out for me, but thank you.
Right.
And he kept pushing me like, why? And as a Cancer,
oh my God, that's right.
if you push me and
Like-
I try to be polite and you're just not having it.
I don't understand, man.
So
like,
I literally,
I'd have been like, okay, good luck, bye.
so I did.
And then
So I kept doing that.
Right,
I didn't block.
like, as him, what kind of man are you that you're asking for this validation? I don't know.
Yeah.
It just comes off as.
So then after being pushed, and I'm at work in the store, store is swamped. So now I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
And I
was
was
like holiday season,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And I was like, if you want the truth,
oh, God.
I'm not, there's not one fiber in my being that's sexually attracted to you.
Never ask Ashley Elaine Clark for the
I
truth.
said I would rather fuck a cactus than even hold your hand.
And then he lost it.
And he literally tried to say something else. And I was like, this is adorable, but you just told me how great I was.
Right.
This is all a moot point. You're an attorney.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, pay me for the jersey. And I said, the jersey was a gift, Todd.
The painting was a gift, Todd.
Of course, now I'm just savage. I'm just sending the meme. The painting was a gift, Todd. And I said,
God, that was a really bad date.
oh, well then.
Because then it got worse.
Then
I remember.
he wrote about me on Reddit, tried to get advice. Someone found me off of Reddit.
I remember.
Reached out to me. I had to have legal reach out to Reddit.
Yeah, because then he was talking about the store.
He
and
put my phone number and my home address on Reddit.
Again, I really think he's one of the 36.
Oh.
What kind of man does that? And how old was he? Like
Too old. Like 40.
What kind of man does that?
One with a small penis and a god complex.
I would love to hear worse stories than this. Please
well, are you
write
ready?
in and tell
Are you
us.
ready for the best part? So then 2 days ago, I'm on a dating app.
Oh no, you saw him on there?
And he tries to match.
With his same old ass photos from like 20 years ago.
Yeah, so I reported it.
So I reported it. Ha ha, gotcha, bitch.
And I sent them the screenshots from Reddit, and I think he's banned now. So,
word to the wise, don't fuck with Clark.
but
well, it was funny when you said the thing about the fashion, like about fashion choices.
yeah,
There was a guy, this is when I lived in Baltimore, and I think I was living in Canton or Fed Hill. Fashion choices can like make or break a date. And like, again, this was years ago. I was living in Canton. This is when the peplum skirts were in.
okay.
So I
okay.
remember when it was cute. I vividly remember what I had on. I loved this peplum skirt. It was like teal with flowers. There's probably a picture somewhere. And I had on some V-neck top with, remember those embellished necklaces? Yeah,
I think I have the photo of you in this outfit.
probably.
Keep going.
And so I'm going out with this guy. He was very tall. I knew he could sing. I knew he could dance. I had met him like in Canton, whatever. And so we were meeting. And Clarice.
Oh no.
God, I remember that dress though. I will find it. But I remember he picks me up, and this is a white man, in a matching basketball, the jersey and the shorts.
Like a team outfit.
Like legit, like you look like you're going to play basketball.
Well, let me tell
Right.
you, basketball players change.
Right, I know.
They don't go in
and
or out.
And even my boyfriend, love ya, he likes his expensive sweatsuits that are, I don't know, that Kith and
I like Kith.
that
dude.
car. There's some other brand with some weird animal on it. Carl's. Anyway, it's called something. It's got like a character on it.
Okay, anyway.
You know what I'm talking about? Anyway.
I digress.
Anyway, but this was literally basketball shorts past the knee.
And where were you going?
We were going out in Canton like, to dinner, like Mama's, and then somewhere like a waltz to do karaoke because he could sing.
No.
But I was like, what am I doing? I just remember texting people and they were like, wait, you look like that and he looks like that? And I was like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with me?
I've never, other than this,
Fashion faux pas, like heels you fell in, or?
No, none of that. I've worn something that I thought I'd be comfortable in and I wasn't.
Mm.
That just happened in Vegas.
And you had a horrible time?
I didn't have a horrible time, but the moment dinner was over,
you were like,
I need to go change. Yeah. I was like, I need to change. It was a great outfit, super cute. You know, obviously I feel very comfortable in my body, but I don't know. It just wasn't, I bit off more than I could chew.
You're like, I can't
turn
my body.
I'm very comfortable in my sexuality, and I would like to say that I usually dress classy sexy.
Mm-hmm.
This was definitely more on there was cutouts.
Right.
Definitely great for Miami.
Right. Well, you were in Vegas.
And I was in Vegas.
Right, so it's...
But I didn't like the way the fabric was sitting. I didn't like the way it was. If I was 21, it wouldn't have mattered.
I get what you're saying. That definitely likes how you...
I'm very body conscious, right? Especially, you know, as a dancer, you know where your body is and stuff like that. So for me, I'm sitting at dinner and I'm like, oh God, I hope I don't like pop a boob or like, you know, like the skirt's not laying, it's short.
I mean, that's funny because we were going to talk about bedroom blunders.
Yeah.
Like when sexy turns silly.
Let's play a quick game. So we're going to play a game, sexy or silly, where you decide whether certain scenarios are hot or just hilariously off in the bedroom.
Well, did we tell my story about me and Chris in Miami with my hair, with the pony?
No.
I didn't tell this story.
Wait, party pony?
Yeah, did I not talk about this? I definitely told you.
Oh, I know.
But did we talk about this on here?
No.
So you can think this is either hilariously awkward or you can think it's silly or funny. This was Christopher and I's second date. We're in Miami because I was living down there for a month. He'd taken me out before and we decide to go back to his hotel room.
Because boom boom time is on.
Yeah, because boom boom time is on. He's been assertive. He's ordered for me. He's taken me for a walk on the beach.
Oh,
I'm like...
You are Niagara Falls.
I'm like, who are you? Like, who does this? And I'm wearing my pony, which people know. My hair was short. My curly hair was short.
I love a party pony.
But as someone whose the good Lord said, we shall not make it straight. And if we make it straight, it doesn't stay straight, especially in the Miami heat. So I said, I wanted a long, shut up. I wanted to wear my high pony. And I thought that this man who I'd been talking to online, who's seen my photos, again, he's white and from Norway, so bless him.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking that he knew.
Yeah.
And so we're, in the amorous lover's embrace, and he starts to like yank on my hair a bit, which I was fine with. And it comes off, and his face, he's like, and I'm like, it's fine, just leave it. And I think I took it out of his hand and I threw it. Because there were the two pads there. And I was like, you didn't know? It's human hair, don't get me wrong. No ratchet hair here, it was real hair. I'm like, he's like, I just didn't, and I was like, never mind, continue.
Moving on.
And then the next day we just laughed about it.
I think that's
And now
great.
I tell the story because I'm just like, almost everyone has fake hair at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I thought it was funny.
I think that's great.
Because, what were you going, the people that would be mortified, you make it worse.
I was dating a guy in my 20s. This is before Kris Kringle, so I was young.
Hey, Kris Kringle.
And we had gone out. It was a Tuesday. No. No. It's like, not 10. Maybe. I'll show you the trailer.
Yeah.
We go out. I was living in Fells at the time at the Dollhouse.
Right, yes, and I remember that.
Yeah, and we go out Taco Tuesday. We're having margaritas. We're blitzed. We are so blitzed. But we had hooked up before, but we had never done the deed.
Okay.
I usually try to wait, right?
Right.
That's my MO. And I was so excited, right? I think we're a month in, and the soft hooking up, if you will. Was fantastic. So I was like, it's on Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
But I'm hammered. What do I always want when I'm drunk? Food.
Taco Bell.
So I I go downstairs in my kitchen like a little scurry rat, and I'm like, like, let's get some food.
Oh my God.
So I come upstairs. I'm like shoveling chips and salsa in my mouth.
Trying to like make sure it's like.
I'm trying to get a snack in. Like
Right.
I'm like George Costanza with a like sandwich in the nightstand.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like trying to get a snack in.
Pastrami.
I probably have like cilantro in my teeth. But so he doesn't give a shit. I put the salsa down on the nightstand, put the chips down.
Okay.
And we're about to go at it. And I'm hammered. I'm like, you lay down. you lay down. Like, let me do the work. So
and the salsa. It was spicy
The salsa was ghost pepper salsa. I'm 4 seconds in and he's screaming.
And not the good kind.
And not the good kind. What the fuck? My dick's on fire. I choke. I choke because I'm laughing.
Yeah.
And I choke, come up, smack my head, fall over. He's tears in his eyes. We didn't live that one down.
Yeah.
The relationship did not live that one down.
I'm like, how do you?
The next day.
You're like, I'm concussed.
Yeah.
His peen has 5-degree burns.
He spent like an hour in my bathroom. I think we iced it at one point. I felt so bad, but I also was hammered, so I was laughing hysterically, laughing in this poor man's face.
Well,
that's probably the craziest one. I think another funny one. We've talked about this, and all of our friends know this story because I sent pictures to the girls' group chat of when Kris Kringle passed out, and I put ice all around his feet and took a picture.
Yes.
He loved it though. He thought it was
He
funny. He didn't care. We vibed like that though. We'd have some weird stuff happen to us in the bedroom all the time, and we would just laugh about it.
Right. And I think that's the key. If you have someone that you can laugh with shit about, like, because stuff's gonna happen.
Yeah.
If you can't laugh about it,
for sure.
And you should keep it moving, like the hair.
Yeah. I also think too. Let's say like you fart by accident.
We're all human.
Kris Kringle used to go, because that happened to me once when we were hooking up, and he goes, "I'll suck a fart out of your ass like a bong rip."
Of course he did.
And I was like, marry me.
I mean,
marry me.
Only you.
But I honestly think though that those things, like, if you can't, like, long-term sustainable passion is great.
Yeah.
You can't have sex with the lights on or laugh or
right. What's the point?
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your horror stories or your hilarity. I mean, I'm sure, like, I feel like there are ones that I'm thinking of that, like, people have told me. Like, I know Frankie went on a date with one guy that, like, he fell, like, into a plant. And she's the type of person that will, like, laugh when someone falls. And she said that she couldn't get it together the whole rest of the night.
Well,
because she was just like, I just kept seeing him, like, floundering in the plant. And she's like, it's like I think he was like a doctor or something.
Yeah.
And, like, even to this day, and she's like married with a baby, she talks about it. She's just like, I just remember that man's feet up in the plant. Like,
so,
like, because if you can't stop laughing, like, the man's gonna.
Elizabeth, so her now husband, their first time hooking up when they were living in LA.
Mm-hmm.
She had tried to be sexy, stood up, hit her head, knocked herself unconscious. He thought he killed her. He literally, like, freaks out. He's like,
trying to hide the body.
No, like, goes out to the roommates. He's like, I think she's dead. Literally, he's like, I think she's dead. Do we call 911? Like, what do I do? She's knocked herself out. She's stone cold, like, out. And
wait, were they drinking?
Yeah, they were out there.
And what'd she hit her head on?
The bedpost. She, like, stood up, fell, smacked her head, fell off, knocks herself out. He thinks she's dead. He's so wonderful, but if you knew him, he's like a hypochondriac. So it couldn't have been the worst situation.
I would have paid money to see his face.
Oh, they told this story at the wedding. It was fantastic. Like, there was not a dry eye in sight. People were crying, laughing.
So wait, what happened?
So by the time he gets it together, he's gonna go make phone calls because he's praying to the gods that she wakes up. So he puts her
another thing with men and women. The women would have been like, call 911.
He puts her in bed. He puts her in bed, makes sure she's breathing, goes out to consult the roommates on how they're gonna figure this out. She wakes up. Scares the living shit out of him. He walks into the bedroom.
She just rises.
She realizes what's going on because she's funny.
Yeah.
He goes over to shake her again.
Try to make
and she comes to like meatloaf, like a bat out of hell. Like, and he screams like high octave, like screams.
Yeah, like the men always.
And he goes, I think I peed my pants. And now they're married with 2 kids.
Second baby's on the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that is wild.
You're either going to come through it or it's going to ruin you.
It's you're either going to come through it or you're going to never see that person again.
Yeah.
I mean.
That is too funny. Write us in. Tell us your dating.
Yes.
Your worst dates and your bedroom blunders. Bedroom blunders.
I mean, I feel like you guys have some good ones, so don't hold back.
We
won't read your name.
We won't read your name. We will pick our favorite 5.
Yeah.
And we will discuss on next week's episode. This concludes our episode for season 2, episode 3. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging out with us and having a sleepover this Friday Eve. As always, you can follow the pod at the onboard.podcast. You can follow TikTok at the.on.board.podcast. You can email us your blunders, trials, tribulations at Ashley and Morgan at theonboardpodcast.com.
And don't forget to check our individual Instagram and TikToks out. Morgan Fabulous.
And mine's _life.
And make sure you tune in for next week. We can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Have a great weekend, and we will see you next Friday.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
You've just listened to the On Board podcast with Ashley and Morgan.